Have you guys had a chance to look at the minutes from?
Yes.
Yes, sir. I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
Second.
I corrected the one thing that you had emailed.
You did
back.
correct, okay. So, all right. Very good. Motion carries to accept the minutes from June 14th of 2022. All right, Tony, what do you have for us
I
today?
have quite a bit, although, well, one of it's gonna be weights and measures, but that's gonna be later when Dan comes up, but you'll have to approve that later on. I'm just gonna go in order that I have them here. Every year, around this time, we have a covered bridge certification that has to be signed by commissioners and auditor, which pretty much is just saying we have the one covered bridge in the county and we're certifying that and so forth. So that's what I would just need a motion and approval. And keep in mind when you guys get this, they want it printed and signature for each of you. Better write Adams County. But yeah, that's done every year about this time.
Is that a DOT thing, Tony?
It's a state form from Auditor of State.
Or the auditor? Okay.
You just have to,
DOT.
what is today? 21st.
Correct. First day of summer.
Longest day of the year.
Yep. And there's that, if we can get a motion, second, all that good stuff.
Okay, I would accept a motion
I'll
to
make a motion.
certify our
Print
covered
and
bridge.
sign. Covered bridge
All right.
certification.
Motion carries.
No fingerprints, though, huh, Tony? No fingerprints?
Well, I don't care.
Tongue prints, footprints?
Drop of blood, like,
DNA sample?
I assume the bridge is still down there.
Brad, is the covered bridge still down there?
Yep.
Yep, we're good.
Last time I was by it is.
If it ever isn't there, then we won't have to do this form. Just saying.
Well, they got a festival on it. Geneva's what, 150 years old?
Sesquicentennial, I
Yeah,
believe. Okay, do you want me to go on while they're signing that then?
certainly.
Okay, the next thing we have are the utilities that are paid in Lao. And these, of course, are the AT&T, NIPSCO, and all those kinds of things. And the amount is $38,070.99. $38,070.99. I passed this out to each of you before the meeting.
Okay, any questions on the utilities claim, or utilities?
I make a motion to go ahead and pay the claim.
Second.
Okay, motion carries.
All right, next we have Elaine Shapley, consultant to the health insurance. Monthly payment in the amount of $2,916.67, $2916.67 for Elaine Shapley.
I make a motion to pay that claim.
Tony, you said 6.7 or 5.7 on the end?
Okay, motion carries.
I don't know because they have it now. For the Elaine Shapley one,
Yeah,
67.
6.7, okay. Right here.
No,
We just like to get close on these numbers,
standard.
Yeah.
somewhere in the ballpark. Okay, that one already passed, right?
Yep.
Okay, we now have Allied weekly claims in the amount of $11,720.71, $11,720.71. That is all medical, and there was a little bit of stop loss on that, like $367 of stop loss.
Boy, that was quite a bit lower than what we've seen.
I like that.
Yeah. They're healthy people.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All right, motion carries.
And we have Eastern Alliance. This is workers' comp, but it was an audit that they did on the workman's comp in the amount of $2,538. You'll see it under here. It was for an audit that they had to do on the plan.
Okay. And that was strictly for the audit
Yep.
itself?
Yep.
Okay. All right. And then they will present to us this fall as far as recommendations on our plan.
Yeah, like when does Doug, I forget what month he came last year, but he usually comes once a year before you guys. So
Okay.
it should be coming at some point.
All right, I'll take a motion on that when you guys get a chance to look at it.
That back sheet's coming off. That back sheet's coming off. Bottom. I'll make a motion.
Okay?
Second.
All right, motion carries
Okay.
to approve that.
We now have the accounts payable claims, which you all should have gotten via email. I think there were like three bigger ones. One was for EMS, one was for economic development, and the other big amounts in there were IT. So that's why the 429, 397, 67, 429, 397, 67 for the accounts payable claims.
I think that Wired Communications was some finishing up work over at the jail yet, wasn't it, Rex?
Is that the 71,000 one, I think?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a few other decent sized ones in there.
For secondary circuit.
What was the large one, Tony? How much?
Oh, there were some, well, economic development, every year they get money and,
I
they
think
got
that's economic development, so twice a year then.
twice a year, and this one was, 74,000 and something. And
Then we had our
EMS,
EMS, we pay them for an ambulance, or towards an ambulance,
That's a pretty big one.
55,000.
Okay.
So,
and there was a couple of IT that were decent size, but, and I think we're going to, and Bree's here to correct me if I'm wrong, but on the EMS, council had, for some reason, zeroed out that line. So we'll probably have to do an additional to pay it out of that. Is that right, Bree?
Yeah, the additional will be in July out of Q County.
I mean, there's money in there, but they didn't budget anything, so we have,
I noticed that. I didn't
I-
know why they
yeah.
did that.
well, if you find out, let me
Why should I
know.
ask that question, right?
they did that.
Who's in charge here?
Why should I ask that question?
Surprise, surprise. No
We questioned them on that at budget time, I do believe, and said that this would probably happen, and it did. Maybe they just want to know where it's being spent, I don't know. But anyway, did we get that?
I think Eric's got the question of the day. Who's in charge here anyway?
I thought it was Stan.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he should do that.
How do we pitch out 17?
Did we get a motion second on that one?
I don't know what.
See, right here is where the house for ambulance, or like that.
Yep.
Okay, how do we feel about claims as presented?
429, 397, 67.
I make a motion to go ahead and accept it.
Second.
Okay, motion carries.
And here it comes. And then I think, for me, this will be the last thing that I have that I personally am bringing up. The other will be under the county attorney, and then Dan will come up on his own. They want to see at least once a year, Dan. I don't know. I want to see what a good-looking guy looks like, I guess. They don't get that from me at any time.
Hey, I'm here every week.
Wait a minute. Wait. Oh, sorry, Brad. Sorry. I thought you brought the good-looking guy with you today.
I did.
Okay, the last thing I have is payroll claims, and that is in the amount of $334,604.39. 334, 604, 39.
Okay. Anything on there remarkable that you've seen?
I think it's pretty standard, Bree, isn't it? I mean, there's
We
no,
had a
it's,
couple payouts.
that's fairly, that's right along the lines of normal.
What's that?
What do you mean by remarkable?
Everything we do is remarkable, right, Brett?
That's right. Unusual, I guess.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, go ahead, Steve.
I'll make a motion, we accept it.
Yeah, second.
Okay, motion carries to approve payroll.
All the county employees, thank you.
All right.
Okay,
So that's everything you have?
that's all I have. The other stuff's gonna be under something else, so.
All right, thank you, Tony. Okay, Brad, if you'd like to come up.
Good morning. Brought along Jason Newsbaum, the 4-H fair,
Okay?
and he comes every year, once a year.
Yeah. I was coming this morning to ask you guys' blessing to use the parking lot over at the garage like we have in the past. We'll make sure they're out of there by 6 o'clock in the morning so he can conduct business.
Works out good for you,
It
though.
really does.
Yeah,
Works
I'll
out
make
great.
a motion to go ahead and accept that.
Second.
Okay, good with, everything
Oh,
good
yeah.
with you, Brad?
Nope, Jason does a good job communicating. Things are in there when they need to be and out of there when they need to be, so it works very well.
Very good.
Yep.
Okay, motion carries.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate
What
it.
is the date of the
Starts the 17th.
Starts June 17th?
No, July.
Or July 17th?
July 7th.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
thank you.
Saturday.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
All right, you're welcome.
Hey, Jason, who do you represent, 4-H?
Fairboard. Yeah.
Fairboard.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
I hate that they were so rough on him.
They do a very good job. I mean, he makes sure if they're in there and they need out, they get out, and yeah,
Good.
yep,
Well, and that's the big thing. I mean, that you're the one that they've got to work it out with.
Yeah.
Really, realistically.
they, like I said, they've done a very good job. All right, well, good morning. I didn't want to disappoint Eric this morning, so I got a couple permits.
Probably polls, right?
Yeah, and that's something.
You get more polls than polls.
I was hoping for more, fiber coming through. So,
They're out there working, so.
all right.
All right, both of these are with Indiana and Michigan, AEP, whatever they're called now. And the first one is on 100 East, between 900 North and 1,000 North. And the second one is on 500 East, between 8 and 900 North. And both of them they're installing new poles, but what's going to be on the pole is going to be a little different. One of them has a regulator on it, and the other one has a primary sensor and capacitor control. So they're just replacing the pole that's there, putting these poles out, they're little bigger poles, they're going to have more equipment on them.
Any of that from storm damage? Or
No.
Nothing to
Nope.
do with storm damage?
Nope.
How many polls at each location?
Just one.
One each.
Just one. Yeah, and I went out and looked, and I don't see a problem with where the poles are at now, so they'll be all right putting them back in there.
You know, that's one thing I always appreciate, that you've actually looked at it.
Yeah.
You know, because when you look at talk about all these different sites, obviously, we don't make a point to go and look at them. So knowing that you've actually been out there is always
Yeah.
kind of a positive thing for me anyway.
But do we know that?
Hey, someday when I have about 10 of them, I'll call you guys and you can write them all.
We'll divide them up.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
all right. Motion carries to approve both permits.
So while you're signing that, before we get to the next thing, you know, we're finished up dust control today. So next week, if everything holds, the weather holds, which it looks like it's going to, we are gonna start our chip and seal. Like I informed you, that everybody's out mowing. We have all the mowers out mowing. And they've been doing intersections like we talked about for safety around stop signs and, you know, maybe curves and hills. But
Are you finished with dust control?
Yes, we just finished. The guys are actually just finishing this morning.
And so you did do dust control on the fairgrounds?
No, they decided not to then.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they
Okay.
decided not this year.
Okay.
How many miles was that was done, you think? Any idea, please?
Thinking of chip and seal 200.
I'd like to. Tony, do you want one of these?
Thank you.
Um,
Rough estimate.
At least up there by the graveyard.
honestly, I can't tell you how many miles, because when the customers come in, it's a minimum of 100 feet.
Oh, wow.
So you could have somebody at 100 feet, you could have somebody at 1,000 feet,
How many customers you have?
but,
This year? 100 or so?
no. I mean, it's maybe 20.
Really? That's huge.
But we did go through 2 full tanks of dust control each time it's sprayed.
Okay. I thought there weren't people in that.
Hey Brad, I know 200's still a mess, but did you ever think about just putting dust control right there beside the graveyard? Because the other day they had a funeral out there and some trucks was going down and they were just covering them with dust.
No, I never did, actually. That's a good thought, though.
It's
Yeah.
probably
No,
ought
that'd
to
be good. Yeah. There again, our goal's been all along the last few years, get that done, but I
Right.
kind of informed you what's going on there. Yeah.
Is that something they could still do if they're just finishing up today?
I would have to, yeah, as soon as we get done, I'll make a phone call and see if, because it was gonna be close this morning, how soon they'll be done. I mean, that was not much left to go, but I'll call them.
Maybe that's why they always say dust to dust, ashes to ashes.
But, well, it's just, it's more courtesy than
Yeah,
anything in
yes.
the county.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so we have our monthly draw for June for MVH and local road and street. So the MVH draw, $284,663.55. $284,663.55. And, you know, we've discussed this a little bit before. You know, we're still up as an overall from last year, but if you noticed, June is down. And I don't know what to attribute that to, but we all know what it could be attributed to. So it'll be really interesting to see the next couple months where we're headed.
Yeah.
So on the backside, the LRS, or local road and streets, for the month of June was $43,682.48. $43,682.48. And, you know, maybe just for everybody's information or to clarify a little bit, I don't know exact figures because the formula they have to figure out what everybody gets, I've told you that before, is so confusing. But we get a certain percentage, or I shouldn't say, but we get a certain amount, and that amount does not change whether the price of fuel goes up or down. So we get a certain amount on every gallon, no matter what the price is. So just because the fuel prices went up, we don't get it anymore.
So it's dependent more on how much is sold.
Exactly, it's the volume, if that's what you want to say, it's the gallons. Yeah, it has nothing to do with the price.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to enter this report into the minutes.
Second.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you, Brian.
And other than that, I want to thank our crew for all the work they did last week and cleaning up. You know, I kind of told you Tuesday, but they worked all day Tuesday and all day Wednesday and got everything cleaned up. So,
Yeah, every place I've seen, you know, up Winchester in that way, I think it's all,
yeah.
they've done a great
Yep.
job.
There might be a few here and there on back roads that, I mean, the roads are open, but nobody goes down much. And anyhow, I just wanted to point out the crew. They did a good job,
Yeah.
so.
Very good.
All right, that's all I got.
Okay, any other questions for
Very
Brian?
good, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey Brad, don't forget your papers here.
Oh, thank you.
You need back for those ones.
Yes, I will. I'll get you copies in, Tony. Thank you.
All right, I don't see Rick around anywhere.
Is it cool enough in there for you?
Yeah,
All
it
right.
feels good.
Ed, you'd like to come up?
Thank you, sir. I'll be relatively quick today. I just want to give you an update on taxes. We are doing really good and getting a good response from taxpayers on our courtesy letters that we've been sending out. We're currently at 98.29%. If we were at 92 at this point, a couple of years ago, I would have been happy, but we're going to be really close to the excellent numbers that we had last year at this rate. We still have people coming in every day with the courtesy letters. No, that's working out really well. So I have in $16,657,000 out of the spring total. And I have $2,721,000 for the fall, which is 16% already for the fall collection. So overall, we're at 57.19% as of this morning, doing really, really well with that. I'm happy on that. The tax sale I talked about last week, 60 parcels. July 1st is the first date that we actually start this whole timeline of what we do with SRI. And that date is Monday, October 31st in this room at 10 a.m. And then we've had settlement and everything. We got official notification back that all that's good through the state. And with that, I'm going to move some money around, a little over $4 million toward the end of the week. I've talked it over yesterday. Kathy and I spent some good time looking at the different accounts and where to move things, looking where interest rates are, and all interest rates have been moving up, which is a good thing for us in that aspect. And so we're going to move a little over $4 million. I need to get with Tony and Brianna, and we're going to do that later on this week yet to kind of see just how much. But right now, I can see where we can easily move some $4 million or so to achieve some interest.
What is the longest commitment that you typically make on investments?
I can do 2 years on anything.
Okay,
Anything between 2 and 5 years, it's a certain percentage of my overall money that's in the accounts. And like right as of today, we're at $34,427,000. So it's a certain percentage of that we can invest past the 2-year period. But I cannot do anything over 5 years.
I see.
So, and then that focus is very, very narrow on what we're allowed to invest in. Certain bonds, we could do some CDs, but very focused. In all honesty, it makes it pretty easy because there's only a few things that pop up that you can. The hard part about it is saying, yes, I do want that, and I want $500,000 of that, or whatever the case may be, because you don't have any time. And so you develop these relationships with the banks, and then also with our broker that we deal with. And I'm still using the same broker that Rex used, 9, 10, 12 years ago. Yeah. And everything is just excellent. In fact, I have a meeting with him, a Zoom meeting. He's out of New York, and I have a meeting with him Thursday morning. And we're going to go over the entire portfolio, not only what we have with him, but what we have in the banks and the CDs and stuff. I'm sorry?
You flying in New York?
Yeah, I'm going to be off to New York. No, we'll do it over Zoom, and it works really, really well. We do this quarterly, maybe 3 times a year. And
So you feel like with what you discussed moving yesterday, you're going to have some positive effect,
yes,
positive net effect on it?
yes. It's going to be hard to beat what Rex did one year. He got is over $1 million in interest, but I'm working for it. We'll see what we can do. It's funny to me that although we have the authorization from the state to do this investing, a lot of counties don't do it at all.
Really?
They will put money in their checking account and get it that much interest, itty bitty interest. They're afraid to do the investing. But with the guidelines that the state does, I don't want to say you really can't mess up, because of what you invest in is as safe and secure as you can be. You might be able to get so much interest here and a little bit more here, but you miss out on that one, so you take this one. So you might lose $5,000 here or so. But overall, you can't mess up too much. You just got to dive in and start learning how to do it and do it. I enjoy that part of it.
Well, it sounds like a pretty responsible management plan.
Yeah, and it kind of all falls on me, but I talk with the right people that know the money, and I'm comfortable with doing that. And there's a lot of trust built up over the years. And especially, Rex started with this gentleman out of New York, and Tom kept him all the way through, and I have too, and it's working out really, really well.
He's not putting us into Bitcoin.
No Bitcoin. No Bitcoin. We're going to see him this fall here at the convention, coming up in a couple months, and so we're going to talk.
Thank you.
All right. Any questions? Thank you.
Thanks, Ed.
All right, it looks like Rick is here, if you'd like to come on up.
Thank you. Hey, guys.
Morning, Rick.
Get my glasses on.
If you remember sometime back, Don Myers had a portion of work to do in the power room project that's going on. He has since turned his invoice in, and his quote was for $9,677, and that's what this is. I'd like to have permission to pay it, and it would be paid out of Fund 1138.
And you've got that money in there.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I moved money there.
Okay.
So.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All right, motion carries.
I have here that I'd like to present to you a quote from Be Secure Alarm Systems, which is Gina Lake. This is for, it would be lights in that hallway, down in the power room where the doors are. And as you see there, it is, it's new LED lights down in there because some of them are out because of taking ceiling tile and so forth out of there. And there needs to be some exit lights put in that area because they're covered up from those doors. And that is the quote for doing that. It's pretty explanatory, I think, unless you have any questions.
What is the amount, Rick?
2008-5820.
2008-5820?
Yeah,
2000, okay.
it's really a part of the project, to be quite honest.
How much was that Myers claim again?
Myers,
9677.
What?
9677, I think.
9677.
Okay.
Just gonna come out of that same line item.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay,
Go ahead.
yeah, okay.
Second.
All right, motion carries to approve the quotation to go ahead with replacing those light fixtures in the first floor hallway. Okay,
That is that. Kind of a heads up thing that's gonna have to be replaced at some point in time. I don't have a bid or quote or anything like that for it yet. But over in Circuit Court, in the men's bathroom downstairs, behind the wall, it's all black galvanized pipe. It needs to be replaced. So in other words, what I'm talking about, it's the drain 4-inch and it's the vent stack going up.
so that goes all the way from the second floor clear down to the basement then?
Yeah,
That's all galvanized.
Yeah, it's black, that black galvanized. is-
Oh, cast iron?
Yeah, cast iron. That's what it is. It's gotta go. I just fixed a big elbow in there last, I don't know what morning it was.
That's what I was gonna ask you if it's leaking yet.
It was then because it was all backed up because, you flushed one stool, came up in the other. So it's working, it's fixed, but it needs attention. So then that would be all PVC pipe back in there.
Is it hard to get to?
It's close corners, it's kind of long and narrow. It's kind of a situation where you're gonna start tearing it apart as you go and get all the way back in there. And then when you put it back, you'll be working your way back out of it. I mean, it's pretty tight to get in there, but it can be done.
Will that disrupt the court schedule?
Well, that's another thing. I want to try to schedule that maybe on one of these holidays, we're off on a Monday or somewhere in there. Or the quote may be higher if we have to do it on Saturday, just because of maybe overtime for whoever does it for us. But I think we need to do it when we're not in-house running business hours, try to get it completed before then, because otherwise it would be shut down. I'm hoping it's just one day, but I don't know. You never know what you get into.
Right.
Yeah.
So something coming down the road that's got to be taken care of.
Well, that'll be nice if you coordinate with the court schedule, obviously, so.
So I'd try to stay, may ask permission to do it on when the time comes. Maybe fit it in on one of these holidays that we may have somewhere.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, other than that, I think the AC is still holding.
Are we keeping our fingers crossed, or?
Absolutely. That's by the thread, so who knows?
Yeah.
Did he get back with you on a cost of
John-
repair?
He has not.
Okay.
He's not got, but he told me it may be a few days. So I said, okay, just let me know. I do have calls in for the elevator. No one's gave me really a true date of getting here to look at it for the cost of it to replacing it. I've called 3 companies, American, Schindler, and a company called Otis. So hopefully I'll get three bids, 3 quotes. But they all have been called. One has notified me back, and the other 2 are yet to schedule to look at it. 3rd floor last night was completely waxed and cleaned,
Oh, nice.
along with the elevator floor. So eventually,
Stripped and waxed?
yep, so eventually we'll get to the other floors. It needs to be done. That one had been scheduled prior to it getting done last night, but the elevator didn't work, so you couldn't get the stuff up.
Yeah.
There's lots going
So
on.
as far as temperatures in the offices, have we been, Ed, your office, Tony, your office?
Well, what I did is when we first initially did what I did, I turned them completely down so we could get there. Since then, I went back in and tried to adjust it to more comfortable, maybe not so cold in a matter of speech, but try to bring it up a little bit. But it's hard.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
hard to get it to where. So, yes, it's gonna be what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we
Did a
certainly
good job.
appreciate you handling that. So hopefully that holds until we can figure out a repair or a replacement.
Yeah, I know. I don't know, guys. That's all we can do. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else.
Okay.
Appreciate it. As you do.
Very good. Anything else for Rick?
Nope.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Hey, Rick.
All right. Mr. Hackman.
Morning, Dan.
I'm not sure, well, Tony passed out, if you got
They
monthly
have
report and the
the
annual report.
monthly and the annual,
Yeah.
and they'll need to approve both, so.
So any, I guess I can just go over the numbers, or you can see what you've got there. It's 60 inspections in the month, May 16th
man.
through June 15th.
So do you ever have any trouble when you red tag something as far as discrepancies or any problems with,
Not everybody's really responsive.
are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Typically, well, gas stations, if I red tag something, they're losing money, they can't use that pump, so they're in a hurry to get it fixed and get it
What
going.
do they have to do? Have the pump company come in and fix it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dan, put that microphone a little closer to you. They can't
that
hear the
better?
Peanut gallery.
Is that better?
Yep.
Okay. So,
Looks like you're doing a great job, Dan. I really appreciate
thanks.
the work and stuff that you do.
one of the questions came up before the meeting started. Eric asked about why the annual report goes from June to June. That's just the state weights and measures. That's their year. And it's misleading because my year, I have to inspect all the scales from January to the end of December. So
Right.
it is a little misleading. I know you asked for some numbers 8-9 months ago, and you're asking why it didn't match up with what Larry had turned in. And that's why, because I turned in the calendar year, and he had turned in the June through June. So going forward, all my numbers will be June through June, so it matches up with the state requirements.
Yeah.
Okay. So as far as your, any classes that you had to take or stuff, you're all caught up on
Yes.
that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the annual report's a little misleading because the total inspections, 974, that's probably 500 or 600 higher than the previous year, but I didn't get certified on gas pumps until September of last year for 2021, so I had to do all the gas stations in the county, September, October, November, December. So those all landed in that June through June timeframe. And then when I started in 2022, I'm trying to get them so there's more evenly spread out throughout the year. So some of those are happening again already in April and May. So it inflated this number a little bit this year, but it should balance back out again going forward. I mean, it's only maybe 100 inspections, so. Because I think last year was like 400 inspections. Previous year was 5 something.
Well, that'll be kind of nice that you got everything lined up with the state reporting here. then.
Yes.
So, okay. Anything else that you see as far as anything else that needs to be done or checked or reported on? Or?
No, I don't think so. Like I said, everybody's very responsive. And Larry had told me that prior to him giving up, retiring. He said, you're very fortunate. You talk to some of these other counties and they have a hell of a time getting people to come in,
Oh,
prepare things, especially you get into Allen County in the big city, like that. They're not as easy to work with. The places aren't as easy to, as far as responding to things when they're not working properly. And he told me, he said, you're going to be happy with the responses you get from people in Adams County. And so far, it's been great.
Well, it's a relatively small percentage of rejection and red tags, only about a little over 5%.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
probably pretty good, I would imagine.
Very good, yeah. Yeah, I think the prior year was,
are there a lot of farm scales?
pardon?
Are there a lot of farm scales?
Yeah, like grain scales, truck grain scales. Yeah, I wouldn't say a lot. There's probably 20, 25 in the county.
Okay.
When you red tag it, you can't use it. But when
Correct.
you reject it, it's just a warning.
Correct. I give them a date, how soon they have to have it repaired. And I come back and recheck it again then.
Yeah.
Typically, if it's a scale, if it's off where it's harming the customer, we'll red tag it. If it's off and it's harming the owner, we'll tell them, say, hey, you're losing money on this. I suggest you get it fixed. And they usually do, obviously.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and when I say off, it's off, a lot of people say, can you tell me where the gas stations are that are off a little bit? Just, they're still within tolerance, but they're off. So you never know the difference. It's thousandths of a gallon, it's so small, you never know the difference.
Well, I thought that was interesting, that one day I saw you checking
Yeah.
that at 5 points there, because I never
Yeah.
even knew how you did it.
Yeah.
So,
Stan caught me working that day. So.
yeah, it was a rare occurrence.
He hasn't caught me doing that yet.
Yeah, so,
Don't forget, we need a
I'll go ahead
motion
and
on
make a
it.
motion, Stan, on the monthly report, May 16 to June 15.
Okay.
And then I'll make another motion to do the annual report, to approve that, enter that into the minutes.
I'll second both.
okay. Both motions carried to approve the monthly and the annual reports for weights and measures, so. All right, sure glad to have you doing that.
All right,
So,
Yeah, thanks a lot, Dan.
all right, thanks.
I think that's important. So. Okay, Mark's not here
Attorney,
Okay.
attorney.
yet. Shannon, do you wanna?
I just had one quick thing today. The conversation came up quite a while ago about our health insurance plan and the eligibility requirements. I reached out to some other counties to just determine who in the county they actually offer insurance to. And one of the groups that all the other counties told me that they offer insurance to that we currently do not is Commissioners. So it's something that I'm proposing that we actually add to our summary plan description to make you guys eligible for health insurance moving forward, effective January 1st. I believe that it's important that we offer that because I think that it will open up the pool of people who might want to run for commissioner seats in the future. I know that health insurance is always a big deal, so we want to encourage, citizens of the county that want to serve their community to have as much flexibility as possible. So if you guys are okay with it, then I would like to add that to the SPD at the end of the year for an effective date of January 1st.
I guess I would speak in favor of that. I don't know, what do you guys?
This would be at basically no cost to the county.
So we're self-insured. So, obviously, anybody who enrolls in the plan has to pay a monthly premium, and we do have fixed costs that are associated with the plan based on our enrollment.
The risk that you're looking at would be if we had a very expensive claim.
Right.
That would be the risk.
Yep. So, we would only pay in the event that there was actually a claim against the insurance, and that's for any person that's enrolled on the plan.
That's right.
It wouldn't just be commissioners, it's for any employee that's on the plan.
So typically what you found in talking to other counties, it's not unusual for,
Yeah, it's quite common. Yeah,
it's quite common.
very common.
Heads.
So,
I dropped the coin, it's heads.
so,
What do you think? Okay,
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, second.
all right, motion carries.
Okay, so I'll start doing the research, and if there's anything that I need you to sign or change or whatever, I'll let you know when we get closer.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
and that would be effective as of January 1st.
Yes, we we
2020.
review the SPD every year, so
This is gonna be funny, but can you ask about if we can open my court security officer to see the effective date resignation was yesterday?
I already did. It's already posted.
Oh, all right.
I already have 15 applications.
Okay, see, I was gone last week. Did you
Yeah. Yeah. So we're good.
Okay.
That's what happens when you go on
I
vacation.
tell you what, I know it won't stop.
We get 15, we get one so
Maybe you
far.
need to sit there more often.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going on vacation more. I didn't know you.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, we
You
just
did.
we're trying to stay.
It's just kind of fun to see you sitting back there like,
I was kind of stupid, it was.
all right, thank you, Shannon. All
Nate
right,
has something. under county attorney.
All right, I was just checking to see if Mark was here yet.
I don't see him.
Okay.
What
All
time's
right.
he scheduled?
He's scheduled at 10:55.
Okay, well, he should be here. I don't know how long. It probably won't
No,
take
this
very
doesn't
long.
take long. It's,
Okay.
so Mark Berry wanted to bring this up today. So there was a resolution 2022-13 that talks about county regulated livestock operations and their setback requirements from a public building, school, or church. Basically, it looks like he just added one little paragraph here to amend the previous resolution to make it a little clearer that that previous resolution only is intended to apply to, those setback requirements only apply to county regulated livestock operations. But he thought by adding this, it might make it a little clearer what that previous resolution was stating, and it might give the planning commission time to schedule a hearing about it. So nothing really changes, it just kind of adds some extra language to clarify things.
All right. Any thoughts on that?
Do you have an extra one too?
Is that for that 1320?
Yeah, but apparently,
22-13, is that what it was?
How copies we need together, just two?
I want to see what this.
Yeah, we just need 2 copies. I didn't know if
County
one-
regulated livestock operations.
There's 2 of them there to sign, and it's actually resolution
This
2022-15.
So you had
It's
previously.
an amendment.
Yeah.
But just those done by the county, not by the state. That's
Correct.
all.
Yep.
Right, okay. That's
Yep.
right. That's a big deal.
So you had previously done 2022-13, that resolution on May 31st, and this adds just a little clarification to it to make it clear what the stance is.
yeah,
So the resolution with the amendment added, if you approve that, it would be 2022-15.
Correct.
okay, I'll let you look at that. Because that will then have to be presented to the plan commission.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Both of these have to be signed.
Just
Yep.
one, but I mean, if you
Well,
don't mind signing both, that way I have a
He's gonna
copy.
take one back, and
and
I
Tony
need
has
one.
one.
So if you don't want to sign 2 of them, let's copy one.
Correct.
What the hell, man? They got the copiers.
Don't want the new kid adding any extra work here, so just sign one.
13,
They're both the same thing.
oh, they're both the same.
I want to see what the change was.
So here's the original if you want to see.
I think it's just one paragraph.
It just adds one paragraph to say what the intention is, so that the previous one doesn't have that paragraph that says this is only intended to apply to county regulated intensive livestock operations. That's really the only change. It's just, he felt that it would clarify things so there would be no confusion moving forward. Hopefully.
Oh, I see.
Number 1.
Yeah.
So we got to sign this
Yeah, we
one.
gotta sign, we gotta make a motion first.
Did you make it?
I'll make it, yeah. I'll make a
Okay,
motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion carries to approve the amendment to, as presented.
I believe that's the only item that Mr. Burry had in mind today, so that's it from the county attorney.
Okay. Any other questions for Nate regarding anything? Okay,
Thank you.
all right, thanks for that. Okay. Mark Wynn's not here yet.
Thank you.
You still call Mr. Berry, don't you? That's about 10 years.
Imagine I can say market. We're getting there.
Rex, I think you had asked last week about the money coming from the hospital, from the bond. That does not go into special donation. That goes to county general.
It doesn't?
Right, Bree? County general?
It's in county general. I put it in county general on Friday.
What you were thinking of was a different thing that they had done. It was a one-time donation at that time. I think that was back when Doug was there. But this is a little different
I
animal.
looked back to when they did this in, I think it was in 2017, so I just did the same thing.
Yeah, so, anyway.
Okay. Did we want to do anything on that? Shannon, one of those things that we talked about was dress code. Is that anything you want to talk about today or not?
I mean, I don't need to bring it up. It's just an informal memo.
Okay, is it something that we need to approve officially or
I
not?
don't think so.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. All right. I'm just looking through.
He should be here in a second if it's 10:55.
Yeah. Just looking through my whole business here. Okay, I don't see anything else to address under old business.
Haven't seen Dan Watson in a while. Haven't seen Dan Watson in a while.
Do you want to call him or not?
Yeah, do we want to get a hold of Mark and see if he's,
See if he's in the building or on the way or? It is 10:55 right now.
hey, how are you?
Good thing.
Yeah, hey, is Mark up there? Okay, can you tell him to run a little faster? Okay, all right. All right, thanks, Sarah. All right, bye. She said he's running down the hall like Superman.
I'd have to see the video.
Superman flies. He's gonna do it when he flies.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Got a few subdivisions, I guess, huh?
He will
It's a
have,
monthly report, I think.
Well, month, oh, yeah, that.
yeah, it looks like just monthly report,
That's always good, yeah.
so.
Probably could have just turned that in. There's questions we gotta add down.
Morning, Mark.
There he is.
We want to see a video of you running down the hall like Superman.
That's what Sarah Beth said.
It may run, but doesn't look very super.
I'd take one of those.
Sir?
Thank you.
Okay, just your standard report. You can see on there that we gave out 52 in May, which was a big number, which is why I'm running all over the county right now, keeping up with dry weathers and 52 permits. We've got a lot of cement hitting the ground, so, which is a good thing. And, yeah, we're only 6 behind for the total for the year from last year at the same time. So we're right on line with what's happened the last 2 years, even with prices being outrageously high.
Yeah, it looks like the big reason we're down is that, commercial construction.
Yep.
So, wonder what that big one was last year, with commercial construction. I mean, if one of the industries put on,
Was that DC, Adams Central?
Adams Central always has done something, and I think they might have had something last year. They're doing something now, just
Okay.
they're remodeling the inside. I'm trying to think what they did a year ago, but they did very well could have.
because the numbers are sure up, that's for sure.
Yep.
Isn't that interesting though? It's just like the prices have not slowed anybody down as far as building.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Slowed me down, but not anybody else. I was gonna build something, but I'm not now.
Well, looks good, busy month.
Yep. Yep.
If there's no other questions, I'll go ahead and make a motion to accept the report into the minutes. Dan.
Second.
Okay. All right, very good.
Okay.
Motion carries. Thank you, Mark.
That's all I got for that. I'm gonna come up there and give you one thing. Did you guys get an email yesterday from DNR?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, they're wanting us to update our.
We did.
Yeah.
So they're confused.
I saw your reply anyway.
Yeah, I didn't like trying to make it sound like we didn't do something, and we did. This is the paper that gave us their approval of the ordinance. And then you guys proceeded, well, different guys proceeded to pass the ordinance, which I have a copy of it here that you can also have, based on them approving what we did. Now, the weird part is, back when this started in 17, they went through different employees and people retiring and coming and going, so it went through different hands of DNR, which is why I think they're still confused. And we went through 3 different attorneys from the start to the end, and also delayed how long it took. But just to update you, I'm gonna see if she gives me an answer if there's something new that needs done, but her email sounded like we still didn't do what they asked in 2017, and that is not the case.
Good news, this is 2020.
Yes. I mean, that is not the case. We absolutely did what they asked in 2017, got it done, got it passed, got their approval. So, just so you know. Because I didn't appreciate that, because that makes you wonder why I'm not doing my job when they send stuff like that.
Well, when I looked at the email, I saw you'd already replied to them, and I thought, well, you know,
Kind of fired me up.
well, it sounded like you'd already addressed it.
I wanted you guys to know where it stood, because I don't want you thinking that I'm slacking.
No, thanks for doing that, Mark.
No problem.
Well, yeah, on this letter in 2020. Review the draft updated ordinance submitted by Mr. Wynn and Mr. has found that it is acceptable. Your community may proceed with the local adoption process of this document. Please provide a signed certified copy. So you have a signed certified copy then of the updated? Okay.
And I sent
Did you
that
provide
signed,
that to him?
I provided that to Alyssa Damiano, who's our new lady in the last 6 months to a year, in January. She's the one that sent that email yesterday saying we still don't have this complete, but she got that signed copy in January. So since she was new, she's like, I don't see a copy here. And I'm like, I'll send you one. And we did. So I haven't got to the bottom of this yet because I haven't got a response from my response, but If there's something new they want to change, then we'll address that. But if they think we didn't do what we were supposed to do in 17, I'll show them we did.
Well, and both the letter from April 7th of 2020 and from June 20th of 2022 are both signed by the same person.
Here's,
Yeah.
no. So I'll address it.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
I didn't do something back there. I don't know.
So it sounds like there's nothing that we have to review, update, or recertify. Okay. Okay. All right, I don't have anything else on the
I
agenda.
don't know if Dan has anything or not. Haven't heard what Dr. Cox.
Dan, Eric, did you have anything else that you wanted to?
No, everything's been handled while I was gone on vacation, so I'm good.
Okay. Anything else from the general public? So. Okay,
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
all right, motion carries, meeting adjourned.